All right, that last blank. Remember, it goes, the mission of blank is to provide general, direct, or both type of functional support. And then the last blank is to who. That to who part is this list here. So like I was saying, the majority of the time it's MEF or MAGTAF. This is the hardest part. People always struggle. They get stuck between, is it MEF or MAGTAF, MEF or MAGTAF? They always get stuck between that one, all right? So if you can memorize this chart, that'll cover that last blank for you. So again, you get your sheet of paper, write down this chart. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So MLG direct support provides it to the Marine Division, and the Combat Logistics Company provides it to the MAW, and MLG Headquarters Regiment provides it directly to the MLG because it's within itself. So those are the only three that are off, that are quirky, is what I like to say. Those are the weird ones. But everything else is either to the MAGTAF or to the MEF. So what I would do is memorize these, the three quirky ones, and then MAGTAF. And if it's not on your list, then it provides it to the MEF, because the majority of the time it is MEF. That's the majority of the time. And that's how your entire board will be. HM2, whatever. What is the mission of blah, 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 blah. The mission of, and I'll just randomly name another unit. Let's do, I think I did Supply Battalion. Mission of Dental Battalion. The mission of Dental Battalion is to provide general, dental, and I think it's general support. Yep. The mission of Dental Battalion is to provide general dental support to the MEF. That's your answer right there. And then you'll have to state the organization. When I say you have to know the organization, that's all of these the boxes, all these pictures here. Some people are able to actually memorize this. I wasn't able to. Wait, let me use this one instead. This huge chart, the organizational chart. If you can do that, that's ideal, because this literally lists every single unit and where it falls under. So see, everything falls under MLG, and the very first main unit of MLG is headquarters, and then you have headquarters regiment, CLR, direct support CLR, general support CLR, engineer support battalion, medical battalion, dental battalion, which is just the sections. These are just the sections. And as you see, maintenance battalion and supply battalion falls under right here. So so I think it goes LCE section 128, section 129 is MLG, section 130 is headquarters regiment, section 131 should be direct support CLR. Let me just make sure. Oh crap, I'm going the opposite way. Combat Logistics Battalion is section 131, which is so these combat logistics right here. And then 132, if you see, it goes maintenance battalion. So under the combat logistics regiment, you have maintenance battalion, and then the next section, 133, would be supply battalion. And then you have transportation support battalion, engineer support battalion, medical battalion. I'm sorry, the order actually goes transportation support battalion, medical, engineer, and then dental is the order. Medical, engineer, and then dental. That's the order. So yeah, if you can memorize this chart, that is ideal. I was not able to do that. For me, it was actually easier to just do it like this. Memorize the sections, and then what its support function. And then here I have the task list too. I actually just had to memorize each individual picture per section. So as we go through the sections, for me, I would actually, once they asked, all right, MLG Headquarters Regiment, I actually memorized the boxes. All right, next section, which was General Support CLR, memorize the boxes. But here's one thing that'll help. All right, here's one thing that'll help. All right, and I'm going to go into more depth for the other videos with the different sections. But for this one, MLG Headquarters Regiment, there's a picture that I'm going to talk about. Actually, you know what? I'm not. In the other videos, I'm going to get in depth with these sections. And when I go in depth with these of the sections, you'll see how to memorize the organization. But for now, when you get asked, what is the organization of MLG Headquarters Regiment? That's just listing the units within it. MLG, what is the organization of the General Support CLR? Just the units within it. Headquarters Company, Maintenance Battalion, Supply Battalion, and 2 CLCs. Organization of Maintenance Battalion, just the units within it. And then the tasks. So the other videos that I dive deep into each individual section will discuss how to memorize the organization and the tasks. This was just the overall understanding of how to begin breaking down the entire LCE manual. So to review what I just covered, step 1, memorize the sections in order. All right, there's going to be other things that I'll point out that helps you memorizing the sections in order. Actually, I'll just mention it right now. Actually, one thing for memorizing the organization, if you look, so remember it goes section 128 is LC, section 129 is MLG, and then section 130 is MLG Headquarters Regiment, and just goes in order, right? Section 131, when it asks you the General Support CLR, and you're trying to remember, so everything has an H&S, everything has a headquarters company. And you see right here, it says Maintenance Battalion and Supply Battalion. Well, the next section after 131 goes Maintenance Battalion, and then the next section after Maintenance Battalion is Supply Battalion. So again, it gives it to you in order. And then here's the next one. Then we go back to CLR. So it goes CLR, and then within CLR, 2 of the battalions are the next sections. Then CLR again. The only difference between the CLRs is one is general support and one is direct support. So CLR again, and then look at one of the units within this CLR is Transportation Support Battalion. Of course, H&S, like everything has a headquarters. But here, look, Transportation Support Battalion, and then the very next section after transportation, after this direct support CLR is Transportation Support Battalion. So let me repeat. Section 128, LCE. Section 129, MLG. All right, what comes after MLG? The next unit within that is MLG Headquarters Regiment. I will tell you how to memorize the organization for MLG Headquarters Regiment when I do that video. But then the very next thing is the General Support CLR. So now how do you know to try to remember the organization for General Support CLR? Well, everything has a headquarters. And then the next 2 sections after that one is Maintenance Battalion and Supply Battalion. So those are 2 units within General Support CLR. Just skip past it. And then they have 2 combat logistics companies. Well, I think it's 2 or more. Well, 1 or more, sorry. It's 1 or more combat logistics companies. So of course there's going to be combat logistics company within a combat logistics regiment. So Maintenance Battalion, Supply Battalion, and the next section is Maintenance Battalion and Supply Battalion. And then we go back to another CLR. After we did Supply Battalion, then we're back to another CLR. The only difference is that's direct. And then so what's the next section after CLR? Transportation Support Battalion, and that's the next section. So it's within itself. And then now we're just down to the last 3 sections. Medical, engineering, and dental. So that is another way that knowing the different sections within this manual helps you know the organization of some of these sections. I will discuss those in the individual videos for the chapters.